Assalamu alaikum. Today we shall discuss certain methods and strategies to learn English language in the easiest way. These are my personal assessments and experiences. What I have concluded, the first thing is personalization. We usually in classrooms and in English learning sessions learn English with reference to others. For example, if a teacher asks the learner use the word apple in a sentence, so usually the custom is the people would start like this: Amjad eats an apple. Why not you yourself? Why not those who are part of your family members and who are akin to you, who are your relatives, your friends, the people whom you are acquainted with? So personalization means you have to personalized language. Wherever situation of learning language comes, you have to use all those characters, all those states and emotions which are quite personal to you. So in this way you will learn immediately, and this will make language learning interesting and easier. This is called personalization. One of the ways of personalizing your language is to write your diary daily, when all those experiences and sort of observations around you in your social milieu or environment will collect as a data in your consciousness and come in the evening to your home. You can get down all those things in your diary. So in this way, words of that language will serve you and your experiences, and that data would be gotten down in that language using your emotions and your personal experiences. For example, you come back in the evening, you have been playing with your friends, so you can imagine all those moments you have been with your friends, and what were your reactions, what were the remarks by your friends and mates you have been playing with in the play field. All those things you can repeat in your imagination. You can clear those out of more details and come to the concise level and write down those things in very shortest way on the paper. This is called personalization. When you talk about parents of others, uncles of others, brothers of others, sisters of others, you can imagine your own, and the habits, the characters and features, all those things which belong to you, either living or non-living. For example, sheep and goats. If you have not got any sheep or goat, at least you would have come across some friend or someone whom you know well. He is keeping those as domestic animals. So you can observe all those things, get those things as personalized, and then use in that language you are going to learn. Personalizing the observations, the experiences would make you able to learn that language in the easiest way. This is the way you can do it again and again, and this practice would make it very easier. You would become habitual of that, and this way of learning would become your personal habit, and there would come a stage when you would not be able to resist learning that language, which was quite difficult in the very beginning stages. The second thing is realia, to find out the real situations where needs and desires are prevalent, and you learn the language with reference to your needs and desires. Sometimes this is reciprocal. You learn language by fulfilling the needs of others, desires of others, and sometimes others are serving you. So this is the best way to learn language in the real situations. For example, people are selling out fruits and other grocery items. You can go over there in the environment when you need these things really in actuality. So you will be able to learn those things, and those will be well encrusted in your mind, and these would become part of your past and the bygone times. When you would go into the future, you can recall those because those were the real situations when you were needing something, you were in need of something, and you went over there where it was available and you bought it over there. This is called realia. Yani you are learning language in real situations. You need a watermelon and you go to the shop, you ask the shopkeeper. There would be some moments of haggling over rate, quality, weight, whatever. So this is very good way to learn language, in this case English. Another thing is the emotional state. When you become emotional, your concentration is very intense. So intensity of concentration and focus is acquired through emotional and excited states. Either it is a state of happiness or sadness or melancholic situation. For example, there is a fight between two individuals. Someone slaps the other person and he also utters a sentence. So that sentence would never be able to eradicate and efface itself from the mind of the listener because he was in emotional state of anger, in a state of taking revenge. So that would become very strong memory with that person. So when you are excited, for example, when you are playing and going to win, you are expecting you would be the winner next moment, and you are speaking and interacting at that moment, that would be lasting moment with reference to learning language. So you can learn the things in emotional state. Learning is manifold, multi times more intense and more effective and influential in certain excited states when you are emotional. When you go to your classroom, that is a bit boredom because you are being pushed to learn language over there. There is nothing which is exciting. Sometimes I have come across certain teachers who are very dramatic sort. They come to the class and they question the class. For example, I still remember when I was in my matriculation, my physics teacher once came into the class, and when he entered, his sentence was, "Oh, dear boys, is there among you anyone who has mango tree?" So I was thinking, along with certain other students, that possibly teacher is in want of mangoes, either raw or ripened. So everyone was a bit shy to tell that someone has mango tree. After a moment, a student raised his hand and said, "Yes, sir, I have." Then teacher proceeded forward and he asked, "Did you ever see a ripened fruit falling on the ground from your mango tree?" Now the students felt that the story is something else, not teachers in demand of mangoes. So most of the students raised their hand, "Yes, sir, we have." Then he further told us that why do these mangoes fall on the ground? That was the question in the mind of Newton, for example. Actually, the topic in physics was gravitational force, the force with which Earth attracts the bodies towards itself. So this is how, when you question someone or class or your learners or pupils in a very dramatic way, inquisitive way, and usually the learners become baffled over that, flabbergasted rather. So that becomes very effective way to learn language. So these situations, because your shared data in the past, your shared knowledge in the past with your teacher or someone who is sharing or interacting with you, is very effective in your learning. If you have got some experience already and that is being used or yoked together to learn language in the future or in the coming times, so it would become interesting. There would be no fear on the minds of the students. The next thing is, while we are learning language, persistence. When you adopt some habit of learning one day, or for a few days, for a week, and you do not continue it onward or further, it would not give you very effective and influential results. It should be continuous for some period of time until you become very, you can say, solid learner. Persistence means repeating that habit of learning again and again, keeping that habit of learning, that way or path of learning for some period continuous. Then it would become a habit. And then when that habit is repeated again and again for a longer period of time, that would become your character. And then there would come a stage when you would feel happy. You would be preferring learning over other activities, not feeling any sort of boredom. The next thing, uh, rather the last one in learning, which can make your learning easier and facilitate it in a bit better way, that is punishments and rewards. So this is what would be suitable by some outside factor like parents, teachers, your elders who can offer you certain prizes and certain rewards if you go through a milestone of learning language by appointed by your teacher. For example, 1 pages, 2 pages, 3 pages, and you become successful. You get good score in that. So elders should provide you with certain prizes and rewards. You can think this in this way that if you explore Holy Quran, you will see Allah is motivating the people, Mu'mineen, Muslimin, the believers, until 29th para of Quran Pak, Holy Quran. Allah is motivating you by offering you whose canals of very pure, very tasty milk, honey, the gardens, orchards of fruits like pomegranate, apples, dates, whatever, and sometimes offering you uh, the birds cooked in very delicious way. Blessings of innumerable series are offered to you, and Holy Quran is brimful and full of all these offerings by Allah. If you do that, you adopt piety, you go for good actions, you will get this and that. And this is unending story until 29th para of Holy Quran. When you enter the 30th para of Holy Quran, you will find very horrible stories, very brave punishments. Hawiya. And what do you know about Hawiya? क्या पता तुम्हें कि ये उबलती हुई दहकती हुई आग क्या है, ये अंगारे क्या हैं? These are innumerable, thousands of times more severe and intense than the fire you have felt in this world. बहुत सख्त आग है, दहकती हुई आग है. तो यहाँ पे आपको एक पनिशमेंट दी जा रही है, डराया जा रहा है उससे. यानी 29 times it means the rewards are effective. But if someone is still very obstinate, antagonistic, and laggard, he is saying, no, I am not going to be convinced to follow the right path and become pious person. So when there is no alternative left to tame his character, to tame that one, so Allah is there to punish him. Then a series of very severe punishments are being declared and announced. तो 30वां पारा फिर फुल भरा हुआ है, बड़ी वईदे सख्त किस्म की एडमोनिशंस इंसान को दी जा रही हैं. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मोटिवेशन जो है रिवार्ड्स के हवाले से वो एक बेस्ट वे है लर्निंग का. यानी योर करेक्टर जस्ट ओवर हियर एज लैंग्वेज कैन बी लर्नड through rewards if those rewards are very lucrative, very fascinating, and those are very need of human blood and human hunger and thirst and are wanted by the people. So those can play a very vital role in learning language. And punishment is the last alternative, last and the least, because some people are by nature obstinate, disobedient, so they can be tamed. Their bestiality is untamable until some punishment is declared for them. जब तक उनको वो डंडा नहीं चलता तो वो नहीं सीखते। तो लैंग्वेज के लिए भी ये जो एक है कि आपको मोटिवेट किया जाए, रिवार्ड्स दिए जाएं। दोज रिवार्ड्स कैन बी given to the students and learners by seeing, analyzing their character and their fondness and earnestness for certain items and things के उस बच्चे के मिजाज को कि उसको किस चीज़ का शौक है या वो किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत में है, वो देख कर आप सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि कौन सा रिवार्ड इसको दिया जा सकता है। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि उसको मनी माइंडेड बना दें, मटेरियलिस्ट बना दें कि वो बिल्कुल ही हर वक्त लालच में रहे, लेकिन एट लीस्ट ही शुड बी geared up and accelerated by just offering certain rewards which are his need as well. मसलन बच्चों को आपने खाना भी देना होता है, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पॉकेट मनी भी देते तो है ना. If you condition that by certain items learning and some part of language learning, so you can easily get good results. क्योंकि देना तो आपने वैसे भी है, but if you just tag it with the and condition it with the good results in performing learning language, so it would be effective. For today, I think it is sufficient. Inshallah, in next session, we would continue to suggest you certain other ways to learn language in a very easy and you can say functional way. Thank you. Khuda Hafiz.